Allah, in the name of Him, the most beneficent, the most merciful. My name is Gabriel Morton, and I present you Gabrielism, philosophy on politics and international relations. The number is Gabrielism number 65. I will try in 30 or 40 minutes describe for all of the nations and all of the countries, noble journalist, noble human being in every place in the world and in every organization and every media company, rich or poor. God bless you all. This is very, very good time. Now, this is evening inside United States of America, and I believe about the nobility of Americans. 99% of the American people, in my belief, they are really, really kind and very noble people. So I think very, very positively about CIA members, about MI6, about every agency that guarantee security for people in all of the nations and all of the countries. So God bless you all, everybody in the world. And in 30, at most maybe 40 minutes, I will try to describe very, very important subject that if we consider and fight for that, that would be make all of the countries and all of the nations live in the happily and beauty and welfare and health life for all of the peoples. So let me start. If you ask, so God bless all of the noble people who want justice and beauty for all of the nations. God bless you all. If you ask me what is the main problem in the world, I immediately answer you, the main problem in the world is racism. And maybe you say that is not possible, you are crazy, Gabriel Morton, because for decades we remove any regulations and rules against blacks, about American Indians, about original people inside Australia and Canada. So you are not correct. I want to say that, and I want to emphasize and repeat over and over, maybe in the regulations and in the constitutions, there is no bias between people, but 99% people in the world, especially white Americans and white Europeans, they have racism mental disorder in their mind, and that is something subconscious, and nobody really is very, very difficult for everybody to fight with racism. I want to say all of the nations, included America, Canada, Australia, I want to say you that God is angry about residents of the earth, and this angeriness by God is because of the racism inside the mentality of the people. Just a few seconds. While all of the lands and all of the territories belongs to God, peoples fight for domination over the land and want to increase their territory, and that make troubles. And I will say why this is making troubles for all of the nations and all of the country. God is angry about you, all of the peoples who don't want to go toward removement of all of the borders in the world, and God will damn you and God will punish you. And I want to say why. God is able to attack you and make punishment for you as earthquakes, as landslides, every natural disaster. Maybe you say, but this is the angeriness of the God, and you will see in the future days. I want to say why, and I want to be in the shoes of the defenders of anti-globalism, especially anybody who is against Gabrielism, globalism. I want to say and describe more and more. God is angry about the peoples who have racism in their mentality. Also, God is against Republic Islamic of Iran, is a corrupted country and is the mother of the bias, and this is racism. And what is the racism? I will describe for you what is the racism. Racism is not just correlated with the skin of any human being or the color of the eyes. Racism finally will lead to religions, and some religion members, they think that they have more privilege than any other peoples in the world. So racism is mixed with the religious bias, and I will describe why. But before that, I want to describe something very, very, very important, and what is the benefit of the global Gabrielism. You see, in every country, about 10% of the money and budget will spend until now to keep up the border and make a wall between two countries, two nations, etc., etc., etc. That is not to keep up borders and maintain borders. That is also about use a lot of money to prevent any terrorist attacks. That is also because of some type of the racism. Racism is correlated and so much mixed with religions and customs and many other things. Let me just describe. The main problem nowadays in the world is racism inside the mentality of the people. European peoples want to separate themselves and continue enmity against Russia because they think they are higher than great nation of the Russia, and they think that they have privilege, and they think they are more important than Russians. So they started the war, and in this war, without any doubt, European countries will be defeated, and we will see in the future days, future months, and future years. In the other side of the world, the countries like Australia and Canada and America, South American countries, all of these countries were invaded three, four, five, six, seven, 8 centuries ago by European invaders and colonialism and European immigrants. The lands was belonged to the original people and Indians. They occupied there and made the countries, and now they think that they are the owner of the jungles inside Canada. They are the owner of all of the natural beauty and resources inside United States, include other countries like Australia, New Zealand, Greenland, and many other places in the world. All of these lands, included Asia and Europe and Africa, all belongs to the God. And nobody has right to prevent other nations and other countries to travel there and even live there, work there, etc., etc., etc. But I want to understand anti-globalism defenders' opinion. And what is that? American Canada white people included Britannia, Great Britain. However, they remove any rules and regulations that make privilege and make inequality between the blacks and whites. They made rules, but they have a racist mentality in their minds, and this is a very, very important problem. But if I be in the shoes of some white Americans who defend anti-globalism, and they want to keep their borders and they want to keep their wall between their nation and other countries and other nations, I understand them, because they will answer me, we would never let a lot of Indians come here and make a lot of babies. A lot of Muslims come here and make a lot of children. They are a threat and danger for our religion, our custom, our history, and they are a danger for the next generations of the white people inside European countries and Canada and America. So we choose just the rich people, and we will let just rich people and just a few geniuses come here. We will do this because we love our country and we want to keep this safety and security that we have in our own country. We want to save our beautiful country and would never let Muslims, Indians, and many other nations come to our land and make a lot of families and children and then occupy gradually our country, then change our custom, religion, etc., etc., etc. Their reasonings make sense for me, but I want to say that nowadays the conditions inside in the international societies and international relationship is similar. A lot of powder or seeds that you put inside funnel, all glued to each other, and they can't pass from the small way. So somebody must take back, and for just somebody must do some kind behavior and let the passage of these seeds who who is banning the way. Somebody must be kind and let passage go outside. How I explain that is very, very difficult for me to explain. I just want to say that to about prevent baby making inside India, that will continue until 2055. India will be the first power in the world with 2 billion people. So I understand also about the Muslim societies. They make a lot of large family with a lot of children. And while inside United States of America and Europe, we have a lot of troubles because the marriage and making children is negative rate inside Europe and inside America and Canada. And we will see the population of the white, beautiful color eyes will decrease relative to other nations and other countries like Muslims and Indians. And that is very, very, that makes sense that Americans and European countries feel danger because of immigrants. And I understand all of the anybody in the right side, right parties, radical right sides, and radical conservatives, that they are worrying about losing their own country, their own customs, religions, and next generations. I understand. What is the solution, and what must we do? The best option is we come inside Europe to make a worldwide united constitutions and regulations, not just about the control of the population inside China and India, and make a ban or regulation or rule about making baby for every country. We want to prevent making baby more than 2 children for every family, and we must make a standard universal law and constitution and regulation for all of the nations if we want to keep balance of the increasement between different nations. I understand that the solution is that we must come to Europe and make a worldwide regulation. But the problem is war between European countries and Russia. I want to say that that is obvious for me. That is obvious. The war, in this war, Europeans will be loser because Russia is not. Russia don't need Europe. Europe needs Russia because Russia has a lot of source fuel, etc., and Europe is more depend on Russia, while Russia can live independently. So, but what was wrong, and what is the real cause of this war? I want to say that for 100 years or more, these two sides, Russians and Europeans, they had trouble between themselves. And I want to say that the first war made by Europeans, for example, Napoleon Bonaparte. But I want to say that why war happened between Europeans and Russians. I want to say that is because of the mental racism inside the mind of the Europeans. They think that Europeans think that they are more important than Russians, while Russians are beautiful like Europeans, even more beautiful than Europeans, about the color of the skin and the color of the eye. So this is I want to say that is not just racism, that is about religious problem between Russia and China in depth, and that is also other subjects, for example, economic viewpoints. Russia believe in Marxism and believe to the justice. About the economy, Europe is tend and more interest about capitalism. So this is the other problem, and many other problems will make this war to continue, and the continuing of this war will lead to the defeat for Europe. Without any doubt, Russia will be winner, and if they want to do more attack into the territory of the Russia will have to use atomic bomb, and this will make a World War III, and a lot of people will be killed. I want to say that I want to offer solution. So we must go to Europe and inside Paris. I hope they find some innovator to us. If I go there, what will happen? If I go there, I will deliver my knowledge for all of the nations and all of the country. This knowledge, there is no any information inside any laboratory or library. None of the scientists in Europe, they doesn't have my knowledge, because my knowledge is from the creator of the world, and I will describe that string theory is not true as a introducing building block for physical world. I will introduce for all of the nations what is the most fundamental particle in the world, and how God made that, and how this fundamental, if we say particle in the world, or building blocks in the world, how if I describe, you will see after just few days the unification theory will be successful by using new type of the mathematics and formula, and all of the nations and all of the peoples and all of the scientists, they will change all of the definitions in the physics, and after that we will see the jump of the human being toward producing amazing devices that they make it possible for human being seeing everything that was invisible until now. So if I deliver my knowledge, all of the countries jump. But I want to say that, so I have to travel in Europe to say my knowledge for all of the nations and all of the countries. Obviously, Republic Islamic of Iran will try to prevent this. Also, even maybe Russia try to prevent this, because if I deliver my knowledge, you will see new weapons immediately will start to be produced in West countries like Europe and America, and these new weapons will make permanent domination of United States and Europe over the other populations in the world. and my knowledge prevent any death, especially for more important people like scientists. For example, if you say, if you try to estimate how much is it the value of Albert Einstein or Stephen Hawking or Elon Musk, that is beyond $1 trillion, that is not possible to calculate the value of the Elon Musk about the development of the science and technology. I want to say that if you want do pricing for my knowledge, 100 trillion euros, maybe more, I will describe for you, and you will see this knowledge is most precious treasury and value for all of the human being, because prevent the death for everybody who is worthy and valuable for all of the nations and all of the countries. So, but I want to say that we have 1,000 topmost richest people in the world. 90% of these topmost richest people in the world live inside the United States. The remaining one, more, and many others live in Europe. I want to say that maybe the death for few people, few rich people, that will make the alarm for all of the nations and all of the country. How much is it the value of my knowledge? Because you can estimate the price or value for the Albert Einstein or John Penrose. They are self-educated, innovative, creative thinkers. Their knowledge is beyond any measurement. So if you make, for example, for Elon Musk, if you make him possible to live more than 200 years, that means that that is the beyond estimation about the value of these scientists, Roger Penrose, Elon Musk, and many others. So my knowledge keep these people alive, so that is the most important knowledge in the world. But I don't want to present inside Iran because of the many reasoning, and I need international life program and classrooms and blackboards and whiteboards to describe for all of the nation. I am not joking, I am not bluffing. Obviously, my knowledge will change all of the things in the world. Even the religion followers will have access to their own prophets. So that is very, very important for religions. Christians will access to the consciousness of the Jesus. Jewish people will find the ethic of the Moses, and every other religion in the world. Buddhists will find their own prophet Buddha, and etc., etc., etc. So this knowledge is beyond the estimation, and I prefer to describe for all of the nations in my knowledge as live program inside Paris. So every country that I present my knowledge inside, those countries will be the initiator and the center of the attention and power in the world. So I want to say, if you are enough rich about doing my accommodation and to be host for me, you are serving the total population on earth and save yourself, because at the time of the death that will come for every of you and every one of us, when this death angel is knocking your door, there is no escape from that. Doesn't matter even if you have $100 billion, less or more, this death will come to you and take your life, and nobody can help you. So but I claim that I have some special knowledge that will make it possible to extend your life and live more than 200 years, and I am not bluffing. So my knowledge is valuable, especially for you if you are enough old that you think maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe next 2 years, you will die. If I present my knowledge, you can make it reverse and extend your life. But as I said, we have to go inside Europe. And inside Europe, we have to make a universal constitution for all of the nations and countries who join to our community. We have to make a universal regulation and constitutions. Then you will see this constitution prevent any cheating like cryptocurrencies, any biased monetary system like the cheating by dollars that is not based on justice. So I want to say to Europeans and Americans to go down from the train of the proud and don't be proud about yourself. Now somebody from Iran or Middle East has the most valuable knowledge in the world that will make revolutions inside every other science, and these revolutions of the science make most of the impossible things possible in the world, and you will have the device that by using this device you may bring welfare and happiness and fortune and healthy life for all of the 8 billion people in the world, because this knowledge will open the gate of inaccessible treasury. These treasuries will belong to all of the nations and all of the countries, just like as the jungles and forests is belonging to all of the 8 billion peoples, all of the oils belong to all of the 8 billion peoples, all of the natural beauty inside United States belong to 8 billion peoples, all of the beautiful wildlife inside Africa is belong to all, and nobody is guaranteed in any case to be permanent in the power and control his own country. So I want quickly describe that all of the treasures inside the earth is belong to all of the 8 billions, but that is not acceptable for you as American or Canada or British people or Australians, New Zealand people, Japanese. That is not acceptable for you to accept a large amount of the populations from India or Iran or Arabic countries. Why? Because they come, and as I told, they will make 10 and 10 children every families, and they will destroy your culture, society, customs, religion, and they will be there until that they take the control of the government for every nation and take control of your country, and in this game you will be loser. And all of the radical right parties inside Europe think about the future of their own children in the next generations, and that is understandable for me. So we have to come inside Europe and make universal regulations. And if we make this reasonable constitution for all of the nations, I want to promise that even Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un will join to us plus Xi Jinping, we will introduce new way of the government that will start from the allies and states, small town, big towns, states, and finally total of the country. Why I am sure Putin and Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un will join to this universal constitution, because this universal constitution make it possible even for Vladimir Putin to introduce himself as a candidate to manage all of the countries, because in the philosophy of the gabrielism, one government, I prefer inside Europe, will must to control, not control, manage, not managing, governing over all of the continents, all of the lands in the world, and divide everything fairly and base it on justice for all of the nations. So this universal government will be elected by a system of the pyramids of the democracies, and every country will be a state from this larger government. So we will have United States of the countries, United States of the world. So every independent country will be the same as one state in United States of America. That means the union of the peoples and unifications of all of the constitutions, and make it possible free elections for all of the countries and all of the nations. In this case, all of the borders and walls between the countries will pick up, will be removed. What would be the final result? About 10 or 15% of the money that every country spent for military forces will be spent for welfare and happiness for all of the nations. No war will happen between countries, and people will help each other in the life relationships. They give kindness to others and take kindness to each other. So based on the philosophy of the gabrielism that I will describe later, you, without losing your own customs and religions, you will join to us, and gabrielism will make a unification of the religions. What would be the final results? All of the human beings feel brotherhood and sisterhood, a lot of marriage, good economic conditions, united monetary system. You can travel to every country and enjoy your life, because the philosophy of the gabrielism make it possible. Just in 1 year, the robots will do everything for human beings, and you can hire your robots and put instead of yourself to do your job, you just make it control from far. So you and your family will have enough money and resources to travel to every country and make happiness for your own country, and give happiness to isolated lands and isolated far most villagers and village people. So every village will see every day a lot of passengers enter and go outside. And what would be the result? The increasement of the marriage and life between different nations, and some friendly behavior like the brotherhood and sisterhood between every human being. Russians and Ukrainians hand around each other, around the necks of each other's. A lot of marriage and a lot of happy life, and no depression, no killing, no murder, because of the the kindness of the Jesus is spread to all of the countries and all of the lands. So we first have to make united constitution, prevent and control radical increasement of the populations in all of the countries, especially inside India, China, and Middle East countries between Muslims. So the result will be amazing for any human being. God bless you all, and we will describe later more about this philosophy and why we have to do this. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, the land of the gods will be beaten by the real owner of the lands, earthquakes, hurricanes, and a lot of bad happening will happen for peoples who live in every country, included United States, America continent, and European countries who dominated illegally in the viewpoint of the God over these countries. God bless you all, and thank you for listening.